Greetings, brave adventurers! My name is FoxyBard, and I know, it's been a while. Sorry about that, I needed a break. But we are back, and today is Community Day. Today, I will be bringing you a story from my Discord server, because I like to give my community their chance to have their stories told. This is a little bit shorter story today, and it comes with both a story and a question, and I want you all to try to answer that question. So, put your thinking caps on and grab a seat around the fire as we dig into this tale of role-playing. Today's story comes to us from the user Terrifying Taya. I think I said that right. And it didn't have a name, but I gave it one. Brother is a dingus. It's a look at how sometimes gaming with family can be less than good, especially when the family is the problem player. It makes everything a lot more difficult, which that's kind of where the question comes in, but I'll let them tell it. Tale start. Sorry for the long post. Oh, sweetie, it's not that long. But I have a question and a milquetoast horror story. Question. How do you deal with a problematic player who's also a family member? I joined a game late with my siblings. The game consists of me, Bard, my sister, Wiz, her partner, Barb, her brother, Druid, his wife, Ranger, my sister's friend, Rogue/Cleric, and the DM, pretty good guy and a fairly good DM. I apologize if when I say Bard it sounds like Barb, and vice versa, which is gonna happen. Sorry about that. My brother, the Druid, makes a lot of passive-aggressive remarks towards us during games. Whenever I heal anyone, he huffs a bit and says, "Don't bother with healing, I can do it." Which would be fine, except he's usually wild-shaped or polymorphed and frontlining. Whatever, it's no big deal. I can play support caster rather than pure buff/debuff caster. Hang on, that is a support caster. After a fairly grueling dungeon and a battle with a death tyrant, where I revived 2 party members, go me! We took a bunch of godly artifacts, one for each of us, sans the Barb whose artifact was missing, and released our next BBEG. An important thing to note, the artifacts have a ping effect to each other one, so everyone who is fully attuned to one can feel where each other one is. We headed to the nearest town to Coinstar our dragon's hoard of cash from the previous adventure. Coinstar, I've never heard it described that way. That's clever. Hashtag not sponsored. Rogue and I were buying potions there when Druid piped up and said indignantly, "Potions are a waste of money. I can heal everyone for more." I thought, okay, but you don't, and said, "These are for keeping the party fighting or conscious, not really healing." Later, I was trying to get more information about the BBEG we had released, but he talked over me and bullied the group into going to our next destination, being pulled by the last artifact's ping. Whatever, I'll do it when we get back. The artifacts we took had a pull that we could feel where each of them were. The final artifact was in the merc camp of Barb's enemy on a river peninsula. We argue about how to get over. Me, a wet noodle of a silver-tongued tiefling bard, suggests multiple non-combative routes. Nope, we're flying to the central tower because Druid says so. Okie dokie. We land on top of the tower and it's full of guards. Argument ensues on how best to get in. I argue that Druid could stone-shape the top, or I could cast Enemies Abound on one of them to give us enough time to walk in. Druid just wants to attack. After an unfortunate turn of events, we murder hobo through 13 guards, 5 of whom were polymorphed into giant scorpions. I cast Enemies Abound on one scorpion, and it killed another one for us. Barb's nemesis climbs up the side of the tower and attacks us. Barb is incapacitated in a single round, but brought back to consciousness quickly. Druid polymorphs into a giant ape. With a few hit points left, I polymorphed Barb into a T-Rex. Nemesis gets brought down to nearly no hit points, and dimension doors to an underground escape route. We give chase and follow him to the exit. Nemesis sits in the tunnel and heals up. The group starts arguing the best way to get Nemesis out. I argue that we should dig a hole behind Nemesis and pincer him. Well, that's not a good idea. That'd take forever. We try to get the giant ape to do it so that I wouldn't have to waste a spell slot changing Barb's polymorph to a giant badger. When it was obvious that Druid wasn't going to help, I begin to state that I drop the polymorph. Druid drops his polymorph, pulls out his decanter of endless water, and starts flooding the tunnel that Nemesis is in, without telling anyone why he decided to do that. Okay, but that is just a better plan. Sorry. Nemesis is forced out of the tunnel, battle ensues, and I set up Barb for a kill on Nemesis. We get the final artifact, Barb gets a trophy head, and we leave. We head back to the city we were previously in, and I ask the DM to go do the research on the BBEG. We don't get much other than a possible name, which I was excited about. Druid:
Great, now we know exactly as much as we did before.
Me: No, we have a lead. Druid:
Yeah, and no one asked for it.
Snidely enough that all the in-person players went silent. My dude, you have a name! A name is an incredible amount of information when you're trying to figure out who someone is. Come on. I came to the game late, but these seem like recurring themes. My sister said his character has no backstory and little thought put into the character concept. He's apparently acted crappy about other attempts by Rogue and Wiz to get more information about the world from the DM. The DM has asked Wiz if Druid even wants to be in the game, as well as asking our group chat if anyone in the party just wanted to do dumb crap and kill monsters, rather than having a ton of plot hooks left hanging. And the reason why the Rogue multi-classed into Cleric? Because both Wizard and Rogue realized that the healer wasn't healing, and PCs were going to die unnecessarily. Wizard almost multi-classed Cleric, but Rogue pulled the trigger. Ultimately, it seems like he wants to play a murder hobo video game where he's the main character, rather than a cooperative TTRPG, and it's hurting the group. My sister said that while she loves playing, she's actually kind of apprehensive of our sessions because of him. For me, I shouldn't be upset after a session, especially when I've done multiple super cool things during that session. I don't know. Thoughts, I guess? And tail end. Now, before I give my thoughts, I want all of you to take this time to scroll down to the comments and tell me what you think OP should do, because they're legitimately curious. They want to know. So I'm gonna sit here and wait for you to all do that. Do 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 do. All right, you done? Cool. My thoughts. Yeah, kick him to the curb. I know how hard that is. I know that sometimes playing with family is especially difficult to kick someone out of a group, but he doesn't want to play with y'all. He doesn't want to play a TTRPG, like you said. And when that's the case, you do just have to remove him. It'll be better for the group. Sure, you might lose Wiz also, but it almost sounded like she wanted to play the same kind of game that you all did, while he didn't. Also, what the crap is up with most of my stories now having problem players be druids? This is new, this is different, I'm not used to it, but you know what? As someone who does enjoy playing rogues, I will accept it. So that's my take. If you didn't take the opportunity to leave a comment down below, you're bad at following instructions, but you can still do so. Do you think I called it right? Would you have done something different? Would you have, I don't know, been extremely passive-aggressive in response to his passive-aggressiveness and just escalate the situation further and further in a never-ending cold war of passive-aggressiveness until one person cracks and someone screams? Don't do that. That's a very bad way to handle it. Yeah, I think sitting him down and just having a conversation and saying, look, you clearly don't want to play the same game as the rest of us, so go play a different game, is just the only way to handle it. It's how it has to be sometimes. It's especially rough with family, but you do have to kick him. That'll be it for FoxyBard today. Except, I still have to sing you a song. I'm not apologizing for what's about to happen. I wanna be the very best tale-teller ever known. To fight cringe is my real test. To simp for Pathfinder is my cause. I will travel across the net, but mostly just Reddit. These horror tales are so dang bad, I simply do not get it. FoxyBard, gotta tell 'em all, gotta tell 'em all. FoxyBard, that's where I'm gonna end it. That was okay. Anyway, all that aside, don't forget to like the video if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done so, and ring the bell notification icon if you would like to be notified whenever I upload a new video. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. What should OP do? And this story, like every other Community Day story, comes from the FoxyBard Discord server, which you can join. The link for that is in the video description. And now, my absolute favorite, best, most amazing part of the entire video, I get to thank my patrons over on patreon.com/FoxyBard. And today, I'm gonna do them in reverse alphabetical order. So, a huge Foxy thank you to Zorrolo, Zerofang881, Thunder Leopard, Tegan Longtail, Sintaria, Sylvia, Stephen Reyes, Fractal Dawn, Jowser, Phantom, Emma Anthro, and Critical Kunik. I love and appreciate you all so much. Thank you from the bottom of my foxy heart. If you would like to join this list of illustrious Fox patrons, you can head on over to patreon.com/FoxyBard. Patrons get all my videos a day early, as well as PDF files of character sheets for any upcoming Pathfinder 1st Edition character builds I make in videos. That includes Ratty McRatface from the tutorial video. So head on over to patreon.com/FoxyBard and sign up today. But, that'll do it. I've got a lot of character builds to get working on. So, let's go ahead and douse the fire and get back to our own adventures.